Instantly, instinctively, you know the same men who created the Thunderbird must have created the Galaxie. There is a car you can identify immediately by the distinctive elegance of the rear window, the straight modern line of the roof, the clean classic profile. Here is the most wanted new look in cars today.
The Ford Galaxie was a full-size car that was built for model years 1959 through 1974. The name was used for the top models in Ford's full-size range from 1958 until 1961, in a marketing attempt to appeal to the excitement surrounding the space race. This is the history of the Ford Galaxie. Late in 1958, Ford debuted the Fairlane 500 as its flagship model. In 1959, the Galaxie replaced the Fairlane 500 as the top model. The Galaxie shared the same sedan and hardtop body styles as the Fairlane 500, although the Sunliner and Skyliner convertibles were added. The Fairlane 500 got a Ford Thunderbird-style C-pillar. The 1959 Galaxie models bore both Fairlane 500 and Galaxie badges. The 1959 Galaxie featured chrome stainless steel and available two-tone paint. Ford advertised front seat safety anchoring. The parking brake became a pedal. Seatbelts, a cushioned dashboard, and child-proof rear door locks were optional. A deep-dished steering wheel and double door locks were standard.
First, representing the 1960 Fords, the finest Fords of a lifetime, the magnificent new Galaxie.
The 1960 Galaxie had less ornamentations. The Starliner had a large curved rear observation glass on a pillarless hardtop body shell. All 1960s through 62 Galaxies had a narrow, sloping rear roof pillar with 3 star badges. The two-door hardtop was not available this year, but the roofline was used for the two-door pillared Galaxie sedan with chromed window frames. Sales plummeted dramatically for 1959's most popular body shape. The 1960 Fords had half-moon lenses instead of pie-plate taillights. The A-pillar now swings forward, making entry and exiting easier.
Now the serene beauty of the Villa Borghese Gardens sets the scene for another Ford fashion first. The cool, clean profile of the 61 Galaxie.
1961's bodywork was replaced, but the underpinnings were the same as the 1960s. The small blade-like fins mimicked smaller versions of 1959's pie-plate round tail lamps once again.
Here's a car that virtually eliminates all this. It's the 62 Ford Galaxie, the car that offers 6,000 miles or twice-a-year maintenance.
For 1962, the Galaxie name was applied to all of Ford's full-size models, as the Fairlane name was moved to a new intermediate model and Custom was temporarily retired. New top-line Galaxie 500 two-door sedan and hardtop, four-door sedan and hardtop, and Sunliner convertible models offered plusher interiors, more chrome trim outside, and a few additional luxury items over and above what was standard on the plainer Galaxie models. Base Galaxie models were available in 2- and 4-door sedans, as well as the plain Ranch Wagon.
Hello, Cat. Curious? See Ford's optional swing-away steering wheel, illuminated ashtray, and well-lit glove compartment.
The 1963 model was largely unaltered, but windshields were redesigned and a 4-door 500XL was added. A lower fastback roofline was introduced mid-year to improve appearance and make huge vehicles more competitive on NASCAR courses by reducing drag and aerodynamic lift. Both Galaxie 500 and 500XL had a sports hardtop.
Not to be outdone, the two-door hardtops, such as this Ford Galaxie 500XL Sports Coupe, boast the roofline with that swift, smooth scat-back look that has set it years ahead in the styling race.
1964 was the 4th and final year of this body style. Interior trim was altered, and the exterior featured a more sculptured look, which was actually designed to make the car more aerodynamic for NASCAR. All non-wagon models now featured the fastback roof design that was the runaway bestseller in 1963. Federal regulations now required lap-style safety belts. The ignition switch was moved to the right side of the steering column, although the instrument panel was unchanged from 1963.
Reflections of the most elegant Ford in history. Never before such luxury in a low-price car. The Ford Galaxie 500 LTD.
The 1965 Galaxie was an all-new design, featuring vertically stacked dual headlights. The cars were taller and bulkier than the previous years. Designation was the Galaxie 500 LTD and Galaxie 500 XL. LTD and XL were Galaxie accessory upgrades. Interiors featured a new instrument panel as well as a two-way key vehicle access. The introduction of two keys was for valet parking.
Like even more action? Choose the Ford 7-liter, newest high-performance series. Sporty wheel covers, new front-powered disc brakes, and a 428 cubic inch V8 are standard.
A new model was introduced for 1966. The Galaxie 500 7-liter fitted with a new engine, the 345 horsepower 428 cubic inch 7-liter Thunderbird V8. The police versions received a 360 horsepower version of the 428 known as the Police Interceptor. As police cars, the Galaxie 500 would be the #3 selling convertible in the U.S. The 1966 LTD dropped the Galaxie name.
Your Ford dealer has better ideas for sale.
68 ideas at 67 prices. Like 2-door and 4-door Ford Galaxie 500s on sale now.
For 1967, the 7-liter model no longer carried the Galaxie name. It was to be the last year of it being separately identified. Identifiers included the horn ring, dashboard marks, and VIN-Q. The 1967 Ford XL offered the 7-liter as a trim and performance option. The grille was reshaped to be less boxy than the 1966 model. 8-track tape players became available. Also standard backup lights. For 1967, all Fords featured a large padded hub in the center of the plastic steering wheel, along with an energy-absorbing steering column, padded interior surfaces, recessed controls on the instrument panel, and front shoulder belt anchors.
The 68 Ford. Quiet, strong, beautiful. A great road car. Disappearing headlights open on LTD.
The 1968 model was largely the same car from the windshield back, but it featured a redesigned grille and horizontally oriented headlights. Also adopted were the long hood, short deck design with a more vertical roofline and notchback rear, as well as a new fashion for hidden headlamps on the XL and LTD. There were courtesy lights, a cigarette lighter, a suspended gas pedal, and padded front seat backs as standard features, as well as side marker lights.
Brighten up your life with the specially priced Ford Galaxie 500.
For 1969, a new chassis with a 121-inch wheelbase was used, with the exception of the police package variants, which continued to employ the 360 horsepower 428 P-code Police Interceptor as their top motor for 1969 through 1970. The dashboard was constructed as a pod that encircled the driver.
Nagging? Who's nagging? All I said was you're getting a little paunchy. Now come on, is that nagging? Huh? Is that really nagging?
Just into a quiet Ford Galaxie 500. Give yourself a break.
For the 1970 model year, modest trim alterations were made to Galaxies. On the right side of the steering wheel was a new ignition lock. The XL was discontinued in 1970, while the Galaxie 500 hardtop coupe was still offered in formal roof and sporty roof body types.
If you want to get away from it all, get into a quiet 71 Ford Galaxie. The quiet calms your nerves. And so does the price.
A complete redesign was offered for 1971. This included a horizontal wraparound front bumper with a massive vertical center section, much in the vein of current Pontiacs. Taillights lost the traditional rocket exhaust theme in favor of horizontal lights and trimmed center section. The XL was dropped.
Here it is. People telling all of us here at Ford what they want in a car, and we listen. They want our Ford Galaxie 500s built tough and give them a car that rides really smooth.
Models for 1972 were similar, but the vertical center grille section was now not so prominent as the front bumper now continued across it, and the rear bumper was enlarged with inset tail lamps.
You know, all my life I've been looking for a real beauty that can stay quiet. Well, I finally found one. The 1973 Ford Galaxie 500. Power steering, power front disc brakes, and Cruise-O-Matic transmission are all standard equipment.
The 1973 model was marginally shorter than previous models. Four-door sedans with metal door frames were replaced with the new pillared hardtop model, which featured a thin bead post and frameless door glass. This body style was offered together with the traditional pillarless four-door hardtop. The 1974 model year was essentially a repeat of 1973, but it was the last year for the Galaxie 500 name. Ford elected to consolidate most of its full-size models under the popular LTD name for 1975. Well, there you have it, the history of the Ford Galaxie. Did you own one? Do you have one? Let us know what you think. Leave a comment below. If you liked this video, give us a thumbs up, subscribe, and hit that bell for future video notifications. This is Danny B of the Boca Brothers. Until the next time, thanks for watching.